So I have a hot take about the new movie, The Monkey. Short story by Stephen King, directed by some guy. No disrespect to him, I just can't remember your name right now. I'm sorry, bro. I really like the movie. Hear me out though, hear me out. I'm not saying the movie was perfect, okay? There's a lot of things about this movie. Anybody who's seen it, I'm pretty sure, is gonna watch this and be like, man, who wrote this? Like, specifically this part, who wrote this? But let me use an analogy that may or may not make sense to you guys, but like, this is all I got right now. I'm sorry. Let's say you're an artist and you're painting a landscape of the night sky, right? Chances are you're probably gonna want to use tones of purple, indigo, black even. Or else I guess it just, it wouldn't make sense, right? If you didn't use those colors to make the night sky. Like, what are you doing, right? Now, one thing I want to mention about this movie, The Monkey, is that it is labeled under the horror comedy genre. And I'm sure it's no surprise to anybody, but this movie features a lot of death, which I think is the main purpose of this movie. Funerals left and right, really bad advice from people that the main character should be able to trust. You get where I'm coming from? But notice how I said horror comedy, right? Comedy. So this movie seems like it deals with a heavy topic, but uses a lighter tone to, I guess, project it to us, right? This movie seems like it wants to teach us how to laugh in the face of death and not take life so seriously, seemingly. Now, I don't want to dip into spoilers because this movie is like fresh, obviously, and I want people to be able to see it before I give like a really real review for this. But I do want to talk about this father, or like a pastor or a deacon or whatever you call him. I don't know the name. Long story short, this guy was a jackass, and I think everybody in the theater was watching this like, who wrote this part? But you see, that's the point whenever the little cogwheels in my brain just started to turn and just started to kind of like put pieces together. And maybe, maybe I'm putting pieces that don't exist together, but I'm pretty sure they exist here. Typically, whenever there's a funeral, the guy who speaks usually comes with something to say. If they don't already have something written, then it's probably something they've said before, because, these people attend funerals pretty oftenly. Long story short, this guy was really bad. But remember how I said I started to see this movie as like a way to show us not to take things so seriously, I guess? And I said it before, these guys, they tend to go to funerals a lot because, they have to. These are their jobs. In a real funeral, nobody's going to be that unprepared and that much of a jackass. Like, let's just be real. But this film paints a picture, and it doesn't make sense if it does not use the right tones. Now, I'm not trying to sit here and, I guess, justify that guy, that weirdly written scene, or even just the movie. Like, there's a lot of people that don't like it, and I'm seeing a lot of people say that this was the worst movie ever. Stephen King, you suck. What I'm simply saying is, I've been writing for about 3 years, and I guess I'm always looking for the deeper meaning of everything now. Like, I don't know. But this is what I came across, and I don't know. I actually kind of like it. I kind of like it. If you don't watch the movie for anything else, just go to enjoy yourself and for a good laugh, because I genuinely think that's the main purpose of this entire film.